Hey guys, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and singer here in the Boston area, and I am here to inspire you to live a more organized life. So today we're going to talk a little bit about shopping. I had a previous video in which I talked about clutter and I mentioned mindful shopping, which is something I talked to my personal clients about, and you guys requested a full video on mindful shopping, so here it is. So before we get started, just a couple of disclaimers. I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but I am coming to you as a professional organizer who's also a human and have dealt with humans, and this is what I find usually works for them. I'm talking to you as a human to another human. I experience a lot of the same things that you do, so this is what I usually tell people and how it helps them not compulsively shop. So as a professional home organizer, I go in and help people make their homes more functional, and it has a lot to do with behavior and less to do with actual stuff. If you have a lot of stuff in your home and you're happy and your home functions, I don't care. That's none of my business. I don't have any business telling you to get rid of stuff, but I do find that there is an amount of things that becomes too much for one person to keep track of, and it's different for everybody. Some people can have a lot of stuff in their home and they know exactly where everything is, and other people they get overwhelmed and they need, fewer possessions. So I'm not here to tell you to get rid of all your stuff and have a couch and a table and that's it, and maybe one plate. I don't subscribe to that sort of mentality. I do believe that everyone can be comfortable in however your home is. Some people are minimalists and they have almost nothing, and they love that. I think that's really cool. And some people are maximalists and have a lot, and every single whole part of their home is filled, and that's fine too. But I do find that a lot of my clients, when I go and visit them and talk to them about their habits, that they go out shopping and bring home all kinds of items that they either don't need, weren't looking for, or don't know how to store, or they just don't use it when they get home. And these are the things I usually end up encouraging them to discard or get rid of or rehome. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how to prevent some of that stuff so it doesn't come in your home in the first place. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is shopping is fun. It just is. It is. I am not one of those people who is like, oh, you have too many earthly possessions, that you're a terrible person. No, shopping is fun. It has been scientifically proven that if you're in a bad mood, you go shopping, you do retail therapy, that it does. It's very effective at making you feel better. This is scientifically proven. It's just something that is. There's something about shopping that makes us feel good, and we get instant gratification. And actually, 80% of the purchases that are made during a retail therapy episode, you don't regret. I was very shocked when I found that out. I was like, wow, retail therapy actually, A, retail therapy works, and B, you don't regret a lot of the things that you've brought home. So doing this every now and again is not bad. I do it. If I've had a really bad day and I feel like I need to go out and buy something, I might do it every once in a while. I'm guilty of it. However, the problem comes is that when you're doing this a lot, it's kind of like if you're in a bad mood and you want to have a piece of chocolate cake, and you go and you buy a little piece of chocolate cake from Whole Foods and you eat it, and then you feel sort of better, and you're like, okay, well, I'll just go to the gym tomorrow. But if you feel bad and you buy a chocolate cake on the daily, it becomes an issue. So it's kind of like that. You go out, you buy things, and you bring them home, and sometimes I find with clients that these things are still in the bags. They didn't even make it out of the bag, or they're still in their packaging. They didn't get unpacked, or they went through the trouble of unpackaging, took them out of the bag, put them away, but then didn't use them because meh. This happens, I find, mainly with clothes. I find a lot of clients have their clothes hanging in their closet still with tags on them because it was an impulse purchase. So here is what I recommend to them to sort of get that under control. I find that if a client has a problem with compulsive or impulse shopping, I will give to them a set of steps to go through when they are out shopping or before they go out shopping to stop themselves from making unnecessary purchases. So the first thing I recommend is to stop using shopping as a remedy for a bad day, or to do this as little as possible. And I say as little as possible because every now and again it's totally fine. Retail therapy is a thing that does work, and I am guilty of doing this. However, if you're doing it, once a week, it can become twice a week, 3 times a week, every day, because let's face it, a lot of us have bad days a lot of the time. And I encourage you to stop using shopping as a remedy for the bad day. I encourage people who tend to do a lot of retail therapy to redirect some of those feelings and to actually be more productive. I find that once you get into a habit of actually being productive, something maybe you had been putting off, maybe like sweep the floor or go to the gym, walk the dog, open the mail and pay the bills, that feeling of accomplishment is actually better than retail therapy makes you feel. I know it sounds crazy, but after you've done something that you've been putting off for a long time, you actually do feel better. So I encourage people to redirect that behavior. It's very hard at first, but I encourage that as the first line of defense. If you've had a bad day, try to redirect the behavior, try to do a little something productive, and you'll feel just as good as if you went shopping. If you cannot resist the pull of actually going into a store when you've had a bad day, just go window shopping. This is something that's been proven that is actually just as effective as going to the till and paying for something and taking it home. You feel just as good after you've window shopped. And I use this all the time because I, a human talking to another human, I love to shop when I've had a bad day. I feel so much better afterward, but oftentimes now I'll just go window shopping and I feel just as good afterward. I'm like, oh, I looked around, it was really fun, I enjoyed some things, I found some really cute things. And I encourage clients to take pictures of items that they like, or if they feel like they really wanna buy it, but they're not sure, just put it on hold if the store lets you. But oftentimes you'll put something on hold and be like, I really don't want that anyway. So then you're not out however much money you were gonna pay for it. So window shopping is another thing I recommend that's just as effective, I guarantee you, as actual shopping. And the last thing I recommend is going shopping purposefully. Now, this is, if you have to go out shopping, you know exactly what you need when you're going out there, or you know exactly what you're looking for. Like if I was going to the plant store and I just needed pots, I say to myself, I'm just going to buy pots. I'm not going to buy a plant. This has been very difficult for me as of late. But I will definitely go through a series of questions before I pick up a little something extra to stop myself from buying extra items. The first thing I like to have people ask is, was I looking for this item already? The answer to your question will definitely let you know whether or not you're impulse buying or not. If you were not already looking for that item, then you definitely are impulse shopping. If you had been looking for it, in the past, maybe weren't looking for it that day, then that's a little different. Maybe you can pick it up, but I encourage, that's the first question is like, was I actually looking for this? Did I need this already? The next question I like to have clients ask is, will this serve a meaningful purpose in my life? Now that can be different for everyone depending on what the item is. If it's toilet paper, then yes, it serves a meaningful purpose in your life. If it's a frame and you need to put a picture in that frame that means a lot to you, sure, that's something that will serve a meaningful purpose in your life. If it's, maybe the 15,000th dress you've bought in the last 4 days, maybe it's not so special. So just ask yourself that question too. And that's sort of a deeper question to ask yourself. It's like hits a little part of you that's like, Number 3 is, do I have something similar to this at home that I can substitute this for? So if you've bought like 10 pairs of scissors in the past month, then maybe you need to remember if you actually had something similar to it that you already had at home, or if you do have it at home and you can't find it, then you definitely need to reevaluate. If you need it right away, then there's nothing you can do. You probably need to buy a duplicate. However, if you already have something very similar at home, you're better off going home and trying to find it. Number 4 is, can I make space for it, or do I have space for it when I get at home? This is where the problem often lies, is that people will buy items and not have a place for them designated when they get home. So I recommend that if you buy something, you should usher something else out the door to make space for it. Otherwise, you're just creating a huge clutter problem in your home, which makes me appear in their home in the first place. So ask yourself if you actually have a place to put it before you actually put it in your shopping cart. And the last question I encourage people to ask themselves is, do I have a designated time or occasion in mind where I'm going to use this item? If the answer is like, I'm gonna wear this shirt Sunday at my grandma's birthday party, then okay, great. If the answer is someday, put it back. The someday trap is one of the worst traps you can get in with items. someday leaves, it just leaves too much potential open. It's too open-ended. I can tell you from experience that someday usually does not occur. Someday is that fictional day when you're gonna like do that project or wear that outfit or watch that movie. It's someday is not good enough for you. So if someday is your answer, put it back. So if you guys need copies of these questions, I have a little flow chart that I actually give to clients. It is available for free download on my website. You don't have to sign up for anything, although if you do sign up for my email list, you will get a really fun organizing email in your mailbox every month giving you organizing tips that I don't share here on the YouTube channel. And all kinds of fun pictures of clover and stuff are included as well. So I encourage you to do that. I also encourage you to follow me on my other social media. I'm on Instagram and Twitter as well. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up or share it with someone you think will like it. If you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. I have a cute dog that you guys should subscribe for. Here he is. This is Clover James. So if you want to subscribe for this guy. He's in almost every video and he's very cute. All right, guys, I hope you're having a great morning, great evening, great afternoon, wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next one. Happy shopping. Don't go too much.